0-2 delivery is fouled again down the left field side and out of play. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Stepping off there as the wind begins to pick up here in the infield. Two strike offering, breaking ball that grabs the outside corner, strike 3, 2 gone.
That's huge for Ryan to get these 2 strikeouts, 2 batters in a row to gain that momentum. And it's tough to start an inning up, especially with 2 outs for Egan. Yeah.
And not only 2 strikeouts, but 2 strikeouts looking there for Conwell Egan. Here's the windup end of the pitch. The Keegan Johnson swings out of his shoes a little bit there. It's 0-1. He flew out to center field his last time around. 1 strike offering. Is on the inside corner for a called strike. It's 0-2. The 2 strike pitch. Foul down the first base side and out of play. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. No sets, the 2 strike home. Breaking ball upstairs. Count moves a ball and 2 strikes now. One-two delivery. Line drive ball left side in the left field for a base hit. So a 2-out single there for Johnson, and that'll bring along Kalita. Cleo walked his last time around. He's looking to get something going here. It's only the second hit for Egan so far in this game. And Ethan, that's the only second hit. What does Conwell Egan need to do better at the plate in order to get more bats on the ball here?
I think they need to start swinging the bat a little bit more because they've looked at a lot of hittable strikes, especially with they already have 2 strikes on there.
I agree. They seem to be a little too patient. That's not something that you normally say. This one's lifted to left field. So back-to-back hits there to left field here for Conwell Egan. And that'll bring along Connor Landale with runners at first and second.
Yeah, it's huge to get 2 back-to-back hits there. Even with 2 outs, it's gonna be tough to get them in. But if that was early in the inning, if they get those hits earlier in the inning, get momentum, get runs in. But let's see what they can do here.
Connor Landale, we agree. Let's see what he can do here with runners at first and second. Landale at 1-3 on the put out. This one grounded to shortstop. He swings on the first pitch. They're going to flip it the short way to second for the third out of the inning. So Conwell Egan going to leave 2 on base here. We are headed to the top of the 4th. It is a 1-1 game.
Yeah, I think they're even with Conwell Egan not scoring those runs, I do think it's huge for them to get those hits there and not let Marchesno strike out the side because you don't want Ryan getting fired up and getting in there with the momentum and being able to score a bunch of runs.
I agree. You definitely don't want them gaining any momentum here in between innings. If you're Egan, you really just want to calm things down and see how it goes. Back here, top of the fourth inning here at Conwell. Egan. It is a 1-1 game. It is Monegro who is going to be stepping into the plate now. He flew out his last time around. Here's the windup the pitch. It's lifted in the shallow center field. Guzzi's in. Johnson out. Guzzi calls him off, makes the grab for the first out of the inning. So F9 on the putout. Here's Lahif, who flew out to shortstop his last time around. Here's the wind of the pitch home. Here's a fixed ball down the middle for a called strike. It's 0-1. Cahill on deck. He struck out his last time around. 41st pitch here for Forster. Skips the over, grabs. He's going to have to hurry. Fires over to first. It's a wide. Laying down there to back up the play. They're going to throw this one back to first, but they're just throwing this ball around in the infield. And guys, that's a key mistake there. At what point do you just hold the ball and stop throwing it?
I think we saw him round the base, but I don't think they could have got him there. So throwing the ball around isn't very smart, as you don't want to let them get another extra base and put a runner in scoring position.
I agree. You don't want to throw it around. You don't want to allow him to get in scoring position. He already reached on the error. There's no need to make a second error that's going to allow him to move up another bag. Here's Cahill. The first ball he takes is a ball high and in. It's 1-0. 1-0 pitch. Fell back behind the play and foul. 1-1. One ball, one strike, one out here. Being held over there on first there is Lahif. 1-1 delivery. Fouled back away again, 1-2. So Ethan, as the first baseman in that last play, who's the one giving direction about throwing that ball right now? Is that you, or you're looking for your second baseman or shortstop to do it when that ball gets past you over there on the right side?
That would be either the short or second baseman who would give me the command.
Here's the 1-2 home. Breaking ball high to a throw back behind the runner. He's safe. Throw to first again. He's safe. 2 balls, 2 strikes here.
Yeah, talk about who's going to give that command after the ball gets past the first baseman. I also think it could be just a decision of who gets the ball, and it could be just their decision whether they are going to throw it or not.
I agree. I think, there's a lot of moving parts out there. And with those moving parts, there's going to be, that quick, speedy decision on who's going to make it and then make it fast. Full count now, 1 gone. Full count pitch home. High fly ball to the right side and out of the play. It's the 48th pitch for Forster in this game. Wind up in the pitch home. Swing and a miss. Shot come out. Throw back behind the runner. He's safe. So 1 gone here, or 2 gone rather here now. As stepping to the plate, there is going to be Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald 0 for 1 so far this afternoon. He flew out back in the second. Runner on first, still the pitch home. It's outside. No, says the umpire. That one grabbed the corner. It's 0-1. We'll take the call there. One strike offering. That ball that misses outside. Count is 1-1 now. Glance at first. Forster comes set. Setting up on the inside corner there is Landau. Cranking and fire to 1-1. Home is a breaking ball that slides out 1-2. One ball, two strikes now. Stepping out of the box, looking down to the third base coach there is Fitzgerald. Going to go all the way back to the first inning for Archbishop Ryan to have a hit. Looking at first, leaning there is Laheef. 1-2 home. Grounded to the third base side, splitting the hole, and there is the hit of this game. Maybe a little broadcaster jinx there as Fitzgerald gets a single. And that'll bring along Goldberg, who is also 0 for 1 this afternoon.
This is going to be a huge opportunity here for Goldberg to be able to have a chance to drive this run in with a single possibly and give Archbishop Ryan the lead.
I agree, but let's hope it stays positive for Egan. The pitch to him is on the outside corner. It's 0-1. That strike zone seems to be getting a little wider and wider there, guys, with every pitch. Quick meeting at the mound there by Landau. 1-2 gone. Stepping back into the box there now is Goldberg. Glance at second there by Forster. He fires the pitch home. It's a breaking ball right down the heart of the plate there, 0-2.
Yeah, I think as you said, with the strike zone getting wider, I think that could be just the umpire getting more comfortable with this game as we get into these middle innings.
I agree. The two-strike pitch. Fouled there. Count remains 0-2 now. Runners at first and second. A much closer game between these two teams than the last time they played, as Conwell Egan was able to really annihilate Ryan 11-1. Coming set on the mound, there's Forster now. Forster looks, cranks and fires the two-strike pitch. Is lifted in the center field. Guzzi coming in. He makes the grab out. Number 3. What a play there by Brady Guzzi to end the inning.
Yeah, I think that's huge to make that play there for Guzzi, making that catch and not letting the run score. We already seen a great play from him in that outfield with that throw home, and there he saves another run and doesn't let Ryan take that lead. That's a great job by Guzzi.
Definitely a great play there by Guzzi, and he's making himself a candidate right now for the MVP of this game. We're headed to the bottom of the 4th inning. We're all tied at 1. Bottom of the fourth inning, Joey Ortiz with the spares. He bunts it to the right side. He's going to try to run this one out. He's not going to get it. It's going to be a 1-3. Going to put out there, and that'll bring along now McLean. We're still all tied at 1.
Even with Ortiz not getting on that bunt there, I think it is a smart play for Egan to try to bunt him on and try to get your leadoff guy on, especially with a guy with speed like Ortiz. Try to get him on second base.
I agree. Switch things up a little bit. Let's see what you can get away with, and hopefully something goes your way. McLean stepping in now. The first pitch to him was a ball. It's 1-0. He's 0 for 1 this afternoon. He had a 3 unassisted his last time around. Frankson fires one pitch home to Ryan. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes, and it is still more Chestnut out there on the mound this afternoon. And more Chestnut, he'll make his swing. He only has 15 walks so far this season with 73 strikeouts coming into today. The pitch is just a bit high there. 3 balls and no strikes. So 3 balls, no strikes, 1 out. There's a 3-0 home. High fly ball deep down the right field side, fouling out of play. Decent crowd on hand here for this game. There's the pitch. It's another ball that's fouled away. Three balls, 2 strikes to count. The pitch, ball 4. So a 1 out walk there. And that'll bring along McGovern. All right, Ethan, if you're McGovern at the plate, what's your job right now?
Right now, I would be trying to move the runner to a scoring position. Even if you get out, as long as the runner is safe in scoring position, that's still okay. So, because that gives a chance for the next hitter to knock him in.
I agree. Move the runner, get him in scoring position, and you have your best chance to score. Here's the pitch. It's outside and low. There goes the runner to throw down the second. It's a wide. And going to be safe there is McLean. So, all right, so runner in scoring position now. How does that change things up a little bit for you at the plate?
It changes it up because now he's already in scoring position, and you don't have to, like, for example, bunt to try to get him on, or do a hit and runner and force yourself out just to get him in scoring position. Right now, I'll just try to advance him.
I agree. I think I would be maybe a little different. Maybe play a little bit of small ball, see if I could poke it in the gap somewhere and see how, where I can poke it, see, maybe if he can score, depending where I put the ball.
If I was McGovern here, I'd be looking to try to put something to the opposite field. So even if I do get out, I could advance the runner to third base as McLean gets to third base on his own. So now, just try to go oppo and knock him in or deep in the outfield.
There you go. Couple pace balls allows you to advance there. So second and third, 2 balls, no strikes. And now it's time really to just go the opposite way and try to bring the runner in from third. 2 left on base for Conwell Egan the last time. They're not trying to do that again. Ryan in on the grass right now. The 2-0. Bunts back to the cage. It's 2-1. Are you guys surprised to see Ryan playing in right now?
No, I think even this early in the game, I think saving these runs is going to be huge and just not giving the other team any momentum. But being in a hard ground ball from McGovern might be a tough play for Ryan, so it is risky.
I agree. It is a little risky here, but you have not a whole lot of scoring going on. So you're going to do it where it counts. The 2-1 swung on and missed there. It's 2-2. In and out of the catcher's glove. So McGovern, who was up in the count, now finds himself back even with it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 gone. It is McLean over there at third. Conwell Egan left 2 on their last inning. They can't afford to leave any on this inning as well. 2-2 delivery. High fly ball to the right side, hooking foul and out of play. So we saw Joey Ortiz score on a shallow fly ball to right field. Does McLean have that speed, or is this one going to have to go a little bit deeper into the outfield?
I think it has to go deep in the outfield, as the McLean is pretty fast. He's not as fast as Ortiz. And the chances of him being safe is very unlikely.
Hard ball to third, fires over to first in time. Out. Number 2. So they get the out over there at first. They're not going to get McLean, as they did try to do a sweeping tag that didn't go. So McGovern not able to advance the runner, and that'll bring along Waldron, who struck out his last time around.
Yeah, it's a great play from the third baseman there, keeping the runner at third and getting the throw accurate on his back foot to first base to get the out. And that's a huge play for Ryan.
Definitely a huge play. Here's the pitch to Waldron. It's low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. The infield back in their normal playing depth now. Center fielder playing really the straightaway center now. 1-0. Hard ball back up the middle towards the center field. The shortstop's coming over, fires over to first in time out. Number 3. So Conwell Egan's going to leave another runner on base. 3 runners in the past 2 innings. How's that going to affect Egan moving forward?
Yeah, that definitely sucks how they weren't able to drive in those runners. But it does mean they are getting on base, so I do believe there will be more opportunities for them to drive in runs later in the game.
I agree. More opportunities later, and they're going to definitely have to take advantage of them. We're going to take a quick break on your Eagle Network. When we come back, it'll be the top of the 5th. Top of the 5th inning. Here we go. Here's the windup of the first pitch. It's fouled off. There it is. 0-1. Back to the top of the order. It's Krizwicki leading it off. Krizwicki 1 for 1 with a walk to his credit.
Really got a pitcher's battle here in this game, as there's only 7 hits through 4 innings, and we'll just see if this play continues and we stay tied throughout the whole game.
I agree. No balls, 2 strikes. The umpire giving a warning to Archbishop Ryan's bench after they were commenting about that ball looking to be low and outside. It did from more vantage point, but close enough. 0-2. Stepping off there is Forster. He's about to throw his 59th pitch of this game. Here's the pitch home. Breaking ball that misses high and out. It's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs. 59 pitches, the 60th to come right now. Cranking a fire and 1-2 home. Fouled at the plate. That one off Landau, but he's okay, so it's 1-2. If this pitcher's duel should continue and it's 1-1 after the 7th, we'll continue to play until we have ourselves a winner. No courtesy runners. This pitch is low and outside. Count moves to a ball and 2 strikes, or 2 balls and 2 strikes rather. The 2-2 delivery. Grounded back to the second baseman. He's able to grab it, but a infield hit there as a wicket bouncing ball here in the infield allows that one to force a runner at first base. And guys, you two play down there. This isn't a turf field, but that ball right there, very much a turf ball. How hard is it to play here on Conwell Egan's field?
Yeah, I think it is tougher to play. It's on a dirt field than turf. There's a couple rocks in the infield, so if it hits one of those rocks, you get a bad hop. It's gonna be tough to play the ball there and make the play.
I agree. Definitely going to be tough to play the ball. Buyer calls time here. Ethan, how frustrated is it as an infielder that you're ready to take that ball? It looks like it's coming right at you, and then it takes that weird hop and goes over your head. How frustrating is that?
That's very frustrating, especially because just like you said, you're ready for it, you're expecting it, you do everything right, and then it just goes right above your head.
O'Neill 1 for 2 this afternoon, a strikeout and a double to his credit. I was that outfielder, so we really didn't have that problem too much. As long as you kept everything in front of you, you were good. Played shortstop, I think a little bit in beginning of high school, and then moving out to the outfield and pretty much staying out there the entire time. Here's the pitch home, swung on a miss, throw back behind the runner, and he's just out a little too far in front of the bag there, not able to get that sweeping tag, but it's a 0-2 count here now at the plate.
Yeah, it is frustrating to make an error, especially on a bad hop, but you just gotta flush it and keep your composure and get the next one. So hopefully that's what Fife can do on the next one.
Definitely hope so. You got to shake it off a little bit. 65 pitches now for Forster. Forster comes set. Taking a while here now. Time call here at the plate. So you got to be a little strategic in your pitching matchups this in the postseason. Ethan, who do you think once Forster's done that we could expect to come in to see him relief?
Honestly, it depends on the situation. If it's a close game, they might bring in Guzzy. Like if it's one or two runs, but if it's more than four, I'd say they could bring in someone like Joey Ortiz or maybe even Keegan Johnson.
Runner goes there. The pitch hits off the glove of the catcher back behind, so he'll move up to second. So it'll be Quizwicki in scoring position now with a 1-2 count to plate Bond. So if they have to bring in Guzzi this afternoon, and then assuming that they win, how does that affect the pitching matchups going forward in the playoffs if you're Conwell Egan?
Yeah, that would greatly affect them, as then they might not be able to bring in a guy like Guzzi or Forster, and they might have to work with what they got, and just maybe they'll use a lot more pitchers in the next game, pitching guys like Connor Landau, Chase Garfolo, and Joey Ortiz.
I agree. A lot of stakes going on here right now, and it could be a number of different decisions and tough decisions that are going to have to be made. A runner in scoring position, a 2-2 home. Strike 3 called out, number 1.
That's a huge strikeout there, especially with no outs and a guy in scoring position. All you got to do there, if you're Ryan, is put the ball in play and try to advance the runner, but he couldn't do that there. That's huge for Forster to be able to get that out. As we got a mound visit here at walking Dave Perez again for the second time this game.
Hi, they intentionally welcome again there for the second time. And stepping to the plate now is going to be Marchesino. All right. How important is it now to set up this double play?
It's very important, especially with one out, because with the runner on second, it's a little bit the fielders have to worry about that runner on second and could make a bad throw, which could lead to a run. But with runners on first and second, they just have to worry about getting that double play, which in my opinion, I think is a lot easier.
Yeah, we will see the middle infield pinching a little bit to try to get that double play and be able to get to the bag for each other and try to make that play and end the inning. So we'll see what Forster can do here with this batter.
Here's the windup in the pitch. It's a breaking ball inside. It's 1-0. There's Marchesino, who singled his last time around, reached on the fielder's choice before that. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out.
Yeah, although Dave Perez is a great player for Ryan, walking him, especially to get to a guy like Marchesno with a 319 batting average, is tough. And you give him two guys on base instead of one, and that gives him more of an opportunity to do more things and score more runs. So we'll see what you can do here.
I agree. Now it's 1 ball, 1 strike now. Runners at first and second. One gone here. Conwell, Egan looking to get something going. Like Glenn said, second to 1-1 delivery. Swing and a miss there. It's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, one gone. The update on Fowler, Judge, and Bonner. Here's the pitch. Grounded off the pitch there, off the foot there. The pitcher fires over to first in time. 2 gone. A tough loss there for Fowler, Judge. They fall to Bonner 5-3. So Bonner Prendy moves on to the next round. Fowler Judge's season ends today. How surprising is that, guys, that Fowler Judge loses to Bonner this afternoon?
Yeah, that is very surprising to me as Father Judge beat Egan 10-0 in a mercy rule, and uh Egan was able to beat Bonner, I think, in a pretty close game. So that's that's actually pretty good for Egan, seeing if they can move on here and get a team that they have momentum against.
All right, we see another intentional walk, and that'll bring along Lahif now. That was Monegro with the intentional walk, who was 0 for 2. Latif is also 0 for 2. He did reach on errors last time around. 2 outs. You hear the Ryan crowd begin to pick it up. Bases loaded for him. Here's the pitch. It's swung on and missed there. It is 0-1.
A smart walk there, so that Egan on any ground ball can go to any base they want and maybe get an easier play here and try not to let that run score.
There's a strike. Look to be off the plate, but we'll take it if Regan. It's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 74th pitch coming here for Chase Forster. Here it is. Swinging a miss came out. Bases left loaded for Archbishop Ryan High School. And we see the bases left loaded there. Ethan, how is that going to come back to hopefully haunt Ryan later in this game?
Yeah, it's definitely going to haunt Ryan, especially because it was bases loaded. And so that means two in scoring position, which could have been a big deficit in this game. So if the end score ends up being close, it's definitely going to haunt him.
Yeah, so yeah, Forster there struck out all three batters for all three of his outs that inning. And that's huge for getting his team fired up and getting them in the dugout. Hopefully get the bats hot and score a couple runs this inning.
How do we come back here on your Eagle Eye Network? Be 9-1-2 duo. It is tied right now at 1. Back here, bottom of the fifth inning, it will be Fife, Guzzi, and Johnson due up. Here's the windup of the first pitch to Fife. High, 1-0. Fife struck out looking his last time through. Wind picking up here, so it'll give the pitcher an opportunity to step off the mound.
Yeah, Denny Fife has been hot recently with his bat, getting a couple hits, and he's hitting 400 on the season here. So if he can get on with no outs and then bring the leadoff guy up, bring the top of the order up, and see if they can get a run in here. So that'd be huge if Fife can get on here.
I agree. So 1-1 strike now, and your goal really just to get on base if you're at leadoff guy. This is a little looper to the right side. Second baseman picks it up on the hop, fires over to first in time. 1 gone. Back to the top of the order now to Brady Guzzi. Guzzi 0 for 2 this afternoon. Struck out looking, struck out swinging his last time through. Brady Guzzi leads this team in batting average. What is going on here this afternoon? What does he need to change regarding his approach here at the plate?
You know, he could just be having a bad day. Probably change his approach a little bit. Maybe sitting fastball, but he's getting a lot of breaking stuff. So maybe should send more breaking balls, especially being the hitter that he is.
Yeah, I think Guzzi here has seen a lot of breaking balls this game. It's tougher to see, but he just got to wait back, sit back on it, and try to drive something the other way, maybe. But I definitely wouldn't say, and I definitely wouldn't say that he's having a bad day, as he does have two great plays in the field to keep Egan in this game.
Maybe just a bad day offensively right now. He doesn't like that call, as that one would grab the outside corner 0-2, and it did from our vantage point. So it was a good call there by the umpire. So no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Time called here by Ryan's bench to go to signs once more. 2-strike pitch. High, no way. Count the ball on 2 strikes. Cranks and fires the 1-2 home, swinging and miss on a breaking ball that is sailing outside out. Number 2. We'll bring along Keegan Johnson now. Keegan Johnson says the plate first pitch to him outside and low. It's 1-0. Johnson 1 for 2 today. Hit a single and flew out back in the first inning. Kalita on deck. Here's the 1-0 offering. He's going to hit him there, so he'll reach after being hit by a pitch, and that'll bring along Kalita. Two outs here is Kalita. Kalita with a single. His last time around, he walked back in the first, so he's 1 for 1 this afternoon. Kalita has 5 RBIs this season. Looking to advance the runner here with 2 gone, and if he could put it in the gap somewhere, Keegan Johnson has himself some speed out there at first that will allow him to come around and score.
Yeah, we'll see what Keegan Johnson does on the bases here. We might see him steal. He does have a lot of speed. So if he can get in scoring position, that'd be a huge opportunity for Kalita to drive him in.
Kalita late on that one, throw back behind Johnson, who is leading about halfway down the line. He's back diving. It is 0-1, and I agree. You may see him steal, or you may see him do something like that, where he's going to mess with the pitcher, mess with the catcher, go as far as he knows that he can before he can get back. So over to first, Johnson back diving. Coach TJ giving Johnson some signs here from the dugout. Back there's a quick one. Time called here. Our first base coach. And Johnson looks to be a little banged up over there to give him a second to walk around.
Yeah, we're seeing Marchesno with a couple pickoff moves here. He does not look very comfortable with Keegan Johnson on first base. Just trying to keep him as close as he can.
One strike pitch home. Another late swing there by Kalita 0-2. Combined three runners rather left on base for Conwell Egan in the last 2 innings. Here's a 2-strike offering now. Line drive to left field for a base hit. Johnson was going, but will have to stop at second. And there is a 2-out single for Kalita, and that'll bring along Connor Landau.
Huge hit there for Kalita, but that's a great job by the left fielder to keep the ball in front of him. As we talked about the hops in the infield, the ground balls in the outfield, the hops might even be worse. So just get down on a knee and try to keep it in front as the ground ball comes in towards you.
I agree. Get down that knee, make sure everything stays in front of you for the outfield. But they're talking to Johnson again out there at second as the trainer's going to make her way out on the field. They're saying he's good, so they're sending her back. All right. If you're hurt, you playing through it in a playoff game, or how far are you going?
Yeah, I think you have to play through it, especially because these games mean a lot. And unless you're really hurt, then I think you should try to play through to the best of your ability.
I agree. I agree. And here's Landau's 0-2 today. Here's the wind of the pitch. Breaking ball that finds the knees. It's 0-1. Landau has turned the lineup over twice this afternoon. It's a 1-strike pitch. High fly ball into left field. It's going to fall in front. Johnson rounding third, coming home. The throw to home is in time out number 3. Questionable decision there. If you're the third base coach, are you sending him on that play?
Yeah. Although he got out, I do think I would send him definitely because with 2 outs, you got to just have the opportunity to try to get him to score at least. See if we can get that offline throw or something to get the runner in.
If I was the third base coach there, I wouldn't send him, especially with him. His back was hurting him a little bit. You saw him limping. So it wasn't going to be going 100%. So I would just hold him there, especially on a close play like that on a tie game.
I agree. I think I would have kind of held him up knowing that he was injured and maybe not send him home. It'll be a single there for Connor Landau, be thrown out at the plate. And we're going to go to the top of the 6th, and we're going to remain tied at 1.
Yeah, Conwell Egan bringing in Guzzy here to relieve Forster. We see Forster going to second base, maybe getting in the lineup to hit too. So we'll see what happens here.
Back here live on Eagle Eye Network, top of the sixth inning. These changes for the Conwell Egan Eagles. Now pitching is Brady Guzzi. In left field is going to be Danny Freitag. In center field is going to be Jose Ortiz. And now at second base is going to be Chase Forster. Guzzi coming into today with a .55 earned run average, a 1-0 record with a 1 save so far this season, and he has struck out 67 along the way. Here's the windup in the pitch. It's a fastball that's going to miss outside there to Cahill. It's 0-1, or 1-0 rather. Cahill is 0 for 2 and so far in this ball game with 2 strikeouts.
Yeah, there's some great stats for Guzzi on the season. We'll see a lot of great off-speed pitches and fast fastball. So it's gonna be tough for Ryan to get some runs. Well, we'll see what they can do.
Definitely going to be tough for Ryan Guzzi, a strong throwing left-hander to 1-1 home. Foul tipped into the glove 1-2. If you're Coach Manto, do you have a pitch count limit right now in case you make it past today?
Yeah, I think it depends on if this game stays tied or not. I think if this game stays tied, you gotta ride Guzzi all the way because this is a must-win game. So even if you get into the next game not having Guzzi or Forster, you just gotta get to the next one, win this game no matter what.
Yeah, if it's close at all, I would leave him in. Honestly,
I agree. Close game. Leave him in there. Starts getting out of hand. Take him out. Another strikeout's okay. He'll 0 for 3 today. All strikeouts. He'll bring along to Fitzgerald now. He flew out in the second. Singled in the fourth. So he's 1 for 2 today. We'll see what he does here. Here's the windup of the pitch to him. Line drive ball in the center field. Running in is Ortiz. He's under it. Makes the sliding grab. 2 gone. I'll bring along Goldberg now. Goldberg also 0 for 2 today. A pair of flyouts to his credit.
Yeah, even with getting out there, it's a great job by Fitzgerald to hit the ball hard. You're not gonna get on every time when you hit it hard, but keep doing that and he'll get on eventually.
This one throw down and in. It's a 1 ball and no strikes. Cranking and firing is Guzzi to 1-0 home. It's down the heart of the plate there for a strike, 1-1. Archbishop Ryan left the bases loaded their last time at the plate. The 11. Foul to the first base side is moving over. There's room and they'll make the grab out number 3. How important was it to have a quick inning there?
that was very important, especially to keep his pitch count low if he needs to go farther into this game.
Yeah, going off of what Ethan said, keeping the pitch count low is huge. And it's also very important to get the bats in as quick as possible, get in a 1-2-3 inning, and hopefully just we'll see Egan try to get the bats hot, get a couple runs in, and maybe give a chance for Guzzi to come out and get into the next one.
I agree. Well, we're headed to the bottom of the 6th, and the goal right now, score a couple runs so we can end it in the top of the 7th. Jose Ortiz stepping in the box now. Bottom of the sixth inning. The first pitch to him is fouled off 0-1. Ortiz 1 for 2 this afternoon. A single and a ground out to his credit. Righty against lefty combination. A 1-strike pitch home is grounded down the first base side and foul. 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. 78 pitches now here for Marchesino. And you can kind of expect him to pretty much go all afternoon if he can to pitch outside. 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, Ortiz here. We'll see him try to work the count with 2 strikes, widen up his stance, choke up the bat, just try to put something in play, especially with his speed. Just try to get on base.
1-2, fouled off. Count remains ball and 2 strikes. I agree. Get on base. Use your speed to your advantage. See McLean, who is on deck for Conwell Egan. He reached on a walk his last time around and had 3 unassisted back in the second inning. Marchesino cranks and fires a 1-2. High and out, 2-2. Two delivery. Foul down the third base side and out of play. A low-scoring game here this afternoon. We had ourselves a pitcher's duel for much of this game. Continuing to do so. I know the Conwell Egan is now in their bullpen. The 22 home. A hard ball hit to the shortstop. He makes the grab off the dirt. 1 out. Tough play there, but he made it look easy.
Even though we get out there, that's still a quality at bat. So many pitches, fouled off many pitches. He's just trying to work his count right now. See if they bring someone else in.
Yeah, I do agree with that. Even though Ortiz got out, he hit the ball hard, worked the count, and got the pitcher's pitch count up to maybe get the pitcher out of the game and give his teammates a more of an opportunity to get hits and get on the board.
Totally agree with you there. Here's McLean now. Here's the windup of the pitch. Outside and low. It's 1-0. McLean walked his last time around at a 3 unassisted back in the second. The pitch to him. In the inside corner there for a called strike. It's 1-1. Ground ball to second base. He scoops it, fires it in time. 2 gone. So 4-3 on the put out, and here's McGovern, who is 0 for 1 today.
We'll see here if McGovern can try to get himself on base and try to get a 2-out rally here. It's tough. Even if he does get on base, it's going to be tough to get him in, especially with 2 outs and nothing to work with.
I agree. The first pitch
Oh,
is outside and low. It's 1-0. And if you look at the 2 people behind him, sorry, Ethan, I didn't mean to cut you off. If you look at the 2 behind him, they're both 0 for 2 today.
although they have been good with 2-out rallies this game so far. As there's been multiple instances where they've had 2 outs and they've gotten runners in scoring position. They just haven't been able to knock them in.
All right, well, that's it. It'll be 8-9-1 due up for Conwell Egan in their home half of the 7th. They have to keep riding to no runs here. It's 1-1, 5 hits aside. We'll take a quick break here in the Eagle Eye Network. We're all tied up at 1. Back here, top of the seventh inning. Here's the windup in the first pitch from Guzzi. Hits him. Not a good start to start your top half of the seventh there. Hit by a pitch, and that'll bring along Cornell now. Cornell, strikeout, double.
Yeah, that's putting Egan in a very tough spot here. No outs. Maybe some speed on first base. You're just gonna have to watch the guy at first. But it is gonna be tough for him to steal, especially with a lefty on the mound with Guzzi. He might have a couple more pickoff moves than a righty, but we'll see what he can do here.
First pitch, a swung on a miss there to 0-1. We did see Krizwicki in motion a few times in this ball game, so we'll see what happens. There he goes, throw down the second, and he is out at second base. The first time that Archbishop
What a throw by Connor Landau.
Yeah, we talked about that in the beginning of the game, if they were going to try to test Connor Landau's arm. And we see there, as they did, in a huge moment, and Connor Landau comes up big and throws him out.
There's the 0-2. Swinging a miss, shot came out. And right there should give you momentum if you're Conwell Egan. You call them stealing. You're the only team to do so this season. You strike them out. It's 0-2. And instead of possibly intentionally walking Perez for the third time today, you'll pitch to him.
Yeah, this is a great matchup here. One that we maybe were looking for in the beginning of the game. We said two key players were going to be Guzzi and Perez. So having Guzzi on the bump, pitching to Perez, great matchup. So we'll see what happens here.
The 0-1 outside, 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Definitely a key matchup here. The star of the team for Conwell Egan, or at least one of the stars of the team, and the star of the team for Archbishop Ryan facing off against each other right now. Here is the 1-1 delivery. Swinging and a miss on a ball that was sailing outside. It's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The 17th pitch for Guzzi. Here it comes. Skips in. It hurts Landau there. He's going to shake it off, grab the ball down the first base side. The umpire going some time, so it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. And guys, let's just assume, for now, sake of argument, the score stays the same now. The score stays the game in the bottom of the seventh. And we're going to go into some extra innings. And unlike Major League Baseball, there's no courtesy runner. There's nobody out there at second. This one could last a while. And if you're Conwell Egan, you want to try to limit it, especially if you're going to go to the next round, because you want to have your pitchers being well rested now. The 2-2 from Guzzi. Skips in there, full count.
Yeah, we definitely will have to wait and see for that. Both teams are eventually going to run out of pitchers, so with it, neither team has scored since the beginning of the game, so it might be a long time till this game's over, if it does happen to go into extra innings. So I guess if it does, we'll just see which team really has more pitching.
I agree there. It's been since the second inning since the team scored. It was Conwell Egan getting a run in the bottom of the second, and Ryan got their first run and the second batter of the ball game. Here's the full count pitch now. Ball missing upstairs, so a 2-out walk, and that'll bring along Marchesino.
That looked like a very close pitch. It could have gone either ways, but he gave it to the hitter.
Yeah, that is big for Archbishop Ryan. Getting a guy like Dave Perez on, especially with his speed, he could really get to second at any time. And with him in scoring position, Marchesino up, is a huge opportunity for Ryan to take the lead late in the game. So hopefully Guzzi can get out of this, but we'll see what happens.
First pitch is a ball inside. It's 1-0. Here's the pitch. It's fouled down the right field side. It is 1-1.
But we will have to see what Ryan does with Perez on first base after their player did just get thrown out at second by Connor Landau. So they might not want to test Landau's arm again as we have an injury. Marchesino looks to be injured on the field.
All right. And with that injury, we'll take a quick break here on your Eagle Eye Network.
All right, so Marchesno is going to walk off the field here, and they're going to bring in Campos, who doesn't have a lot of at bats, but is batting 333. It looks like he is a okay. Marchesno is going to re-enter back into the field, but Campos looks like he is a utility guy for this team, batting 333 with only 6 ABs. It looks like he is a pinch hitter for Ryan in these key moments. So let's see what he can do here.
And you have to wonder, is he actually going to be able to enter back into the field? A guy that's been on the mound all day, if you're complaining about shoulder pain, arm pain, are you really going to be able to get back out there on the mound, or are you going to be forced to have to put somebody else out there for you?
Yeah, I don't know what they'll do, but we'll see what they do here. I do think it was his left shoulder, so it's not his pitching arm, which is good for Ryan. But I don't know if he will be able to re-enter, but I think he probably will because it is they are taking him out based off of an injury. So we'll see what happens.
Here's the pitch. Helmet swung on a miss. There's 1-2. And as Braden mentioned, he is batting a 333 this season, and this will be his seventh or his eighth plate appearance. And there's a call, strike 3. So here we go, gentlemen. We're headed to the bottom of the seventh. Who's going to be making history today for Conwell Egan? We're all tied at 1 as we go to the bottom of the seventh inning.
Yeah, it looks like we're gonna have an exciting finish here. Guzzi getting that huge strikeout at the end of the inning, bringing the team in, fired up, happy about that strikeout. See if they can get the bets going to drive in a run and end this game.
All right, it'll be Waldron, Fife, and Guzzi that will be scheduled to do up in the bottom of the seventh here at Fairless Hills, Pennsylvania. Back here in your Eagle Eye Network, it is the bottom of the seventh inning. One of our players, they're looking to make history here. It is all tied at 1. Nicholas Waldron will lead it off. That'll be Denny Fife, and then eventually Brady Guzzi. It is time, though, for one of these young men to get something started. All three of them hitless in this afternoon's ball game, but they're looking to write the story here. We do see Marchesino go back out there on the mound, so we'll see how he fares throughout this bottom of the seventh inning. The first pitch is a ball outside the Waldron. It is 1-0.
Yeah, so bringing back out Marchesno here. With that pitch being a ball, and now he has after that pitch, now he has 90 pitches. So we're gonna see if he can be able to finish this inning, or if they're gonna have to bring in a new arm mid inning to try to get the last 3 outs.
1-1's outside, 2 balls in the strike, and if you're Conwell Egan, you're kind of hoping that maybe Archbishop Ryan does have to dip in their bullpen here this inning. 2 balls, 1 strike to pitch home. High fly ball to the left side, hooking foul in front of the dugout, but now the play, it's 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strike count to Waldron at the plate.
A huge spot for the freshman Nick Waldron here. If he can get on base, that's going to put Conwell in a huge position to be able to drive him in.
Cranks and fires a 2-2 home. Breaking ball that grabs the outside corner. Strike 3. So he'll go down looking, and that'll bring along Denny Fife.
Pinch hitter Danny Freitag coming in for Denny Fife here.
Good eyes
Yeah.
there, Braden. Go ahead.
I definitely think they're bringing him in for his speed because he's one of the faster players on this team. And if he gets on, he can easily get to scoring position. As that is a good play made by David Perez over at second base.
Now we got a key player for Conwell Egan coming up in Brady Guzzi. We talked about him so much in the beginning of the game, and we talked about him so much in the game, in the field, and pitching wise. So we'll see what he can do. Maybe get something started for his team. Maybe get in scoring position and give him a chance to get this win.
First pitch to him is outside. It's 1-0. 1-0. And Braden, you predicted at the beginning of this game that maybe we would see a Brady Guzzi walk-off home run. So let's see now. Definitely has the opportunity to do it. Here's the windup and a 1-0 pitch. High and out, 2-0. It's in a good spot right now if you're Guzzi. There's not a fan sitting in this house for Conwell Egan. They're all lining the fence down there. The time called. And the umpire's going to go give a new baseball out there. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. 96 pitches here from Marchesino. He either has to get Guzzi out or get the next batter out without going over. Here's the pitch. It's a high fly ball deep down the left field side and out of play. 2-1. Sticky heard you, Braden. That one was hit hard and deep down the left field line.
And now Marchesno with 97 pitches. He's going to have to get a couple of this last out quick.
Does he helping him there as he swings and misses at a fastball outside? It's 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th inning. Last chance here in regular play for the Eagles to pitch. Has fouled off his foot. That's the second time here this afternoon that Guzzi has fouled one off his foot.
Yeah, now if you're Guzzi, you just got to try to choke up, widen your stance, put the ball in play, and make something happen here. Work this count with Marchesno having 99 pitches in a 2-2 count.
High fly ball in the right center field for a base hit. So a hit there for Brady Guzzi, a 2-out single, and that'll bring along Keegan Johnson.
Yeah, and with that hit, that is going to put Marchesno at 100 pitches. So let's see what Archbishop Ryan does here. I don't know if they can leave him in for much longer. I think they might have to take him out now.
As their coach is coming onto the field now. As their coach is coming onto the field now. Which
Great outing though for
Yeah.
Marchesno, as he does
as
get
they bring in the new
100
one.
pitches.
As they bring in the new one for the bullpen.
Definitely a great outing there. And as they begin to replace their pitcher, if you're Egan, what are you doing right now to try to take advantage of the next arm coming in?
Yeah, I'd be having Guzzi talk to his coaches, see if they can get something going on the bases. Have the coaches talk to the hitter a little bit, have the hitters time up the pitcher. Just anything you can to get a little bit of an advantage and get this 2-out rally going and try to win this game.
All right, it's going to be Cahill coming in. Cahill batting a point, or has an ERA rather of a point. I don't know, that was his batting average. Give me a second. ERA of 1.43 so far this season in 9 appearances. He has pitched 29 in the 3rd innings, has struck out 11, but has walked 7. He's also allowed 6 earned runs, 7 altogether. So there's one out there right now that's not his that has some speed and probably will look to get in a scoring position relatively early. We'll take a quick break here on your Eagle Eye Network. When we come back, we'll have the first pitch from Cahill with 2 outs in the 7th. Egan Johnson to the plate now. He's going to face off against Cahill. Marchesino and Cahill, well, they just swap positions right now. 2 outs, Guzzi at first base. So back behind Guzzi, he's back diving, 1-0.
We might see the runner in motion as here and right here, as they might try to put on a hit and run to get the runner in motion, and depending on where he hits it, he could put a chance for Guzzi to score. As the runner goes, there's a throw, and he is out. We'll see you in extras.
Yeah, it was. I saw there looking at Guzzi at first base. It didn't look like he had a huge lead to steal that bag. Um, even though he didn't get a huge lead or the best jump, that's a great play by the catcher. About a perfect throw to get him out, and a great catch, great tag for Perez. So we'll see if Guzzi can come in the pitch, shake that off, and give up no runs here in extra innings.
Oh, we're going to the top of the 8th. Going to the top of the 8th, and when we come back, we'll see an extra inning play. We're back here as the top of the 8th inning. Extra innings for Conwell Egan High School. Colin Edwards is going to come in to replace Nick Waldron over there at third. And leading it off here for Archbishop Ryan is Monegro. He had an intentional walk his last time around. And it's a windup of the first pitch from Guzzi. It's outside and low. It's 1-0.
Not a bad spot there from Guzzi.
Here's the 1-0 offering. Inside and low. It's 2 balls into the strikes. Clouds are starting to increase out there. Greater cloud cover. Not expecting any rain here this afternoon, but the clouds are definitely moving in right now. Here's the 20 from Guzzi. Inside, 3 balls and no strikes. Monegro not liking that one as he looks out to the mound and spits as well. He's probably thinking it's a little intentional. It's 3 balls and no strikes. The 27th pitch for Guzzi right now. Here it is. It's right there for a called strike and 3-1.
Great job to get that first strike there from Guzzi. A leadoff walk would not be good for Egan. So if he can come back in this count and hopefully get this batter out, we'll see though.
3-1 check swing. Did he go?
Did he go? And
no, says the first base umpire. So he'll walk there, and that'll bring along now Lahif. What do you guys think? You think he went on that one?
I think it was very close. I do think he went, but I think he went and brought the bat back a little bit. I don't think the umpire really saw that fully.
He was looking down on his clicker. I didn't really see him looking up, but it was still very close.
Yeah, definitely a close play though.
I agree. A little hometown calling here. He squares those Lahif, bunts it right back to the pitcher. Guzzi has it, looks at second, goes a smart way to first. He's out. Nice play there by Guzzi. So runner will move up into scoring position, and Lahif is out at first on a 1-3 sacrifice. Here's Cahill now.
Smart play there from Ryan to just get the runner in scoring position, and hopefully Egan can get out of this and Hopefully, if there is a hit into the outfield, our outfielders do have good arms, so maybe we'll see potential guy thrown out at home again.
You're right. There's really no weak link out there in the outfield right now, even with Guzzi on the mound. Here's the windup of the pitch. Home, foul tipped into the glove. It's 0-1. It is Danny Freitag in left, Jose Ortiz in center field, and you have McGovern over there in right. No balls, one strike to count. A runner in scoring position. Extra innings here at Conwell Egan High School. Here's the one strike offering. High fly ball to the right side. It's hooking foul over towards the dugout and out of play. 0-2. No balls, two strikes, one gone. 33rd pitch for Guzzi. And if you're Jeff Manto, you're past the point of worrying about is he going to be able to pitch that next game. You're hoping for a couple of days off in between, maybe a couple more rain delay games, and that'll really allow Guzzi to rest. Glance at second. The two-strike pitch home. Skips in there off of Landell's mask. That'll allow the runner to advance, and a wild pitch there by Guzzi, and a runner just 90 feet away from home plate.
Not good there. You want to try to keep it in front. No, not really much Connor Landell could have done there. But with two strikes, we will see if Guzzi tried to get this strikeout. Hopefully he can do that, but we'll see. And we're going to see the infield in. So maybe a little short ground ball, get it out at home.
One ball, two
Yeah,
strikes to count, one gone.
the infield's definitely going to do their best to try to. If it's in the infield, they're going to try to get them out as best as they can. And they back up now. They're backing up because there's 2 outs now.
And that was a fourth strikeout for Cahill this afternoon. Here's Fitzgerald now.
Yeah, that's a huge strikeout for Egan. As we saw Archbishop Ryan's coach visibly upset at that. He just needed to put the ball in play, try to drive in the run. But Guzzi was not letting that happen, and we'll see if he can get this last out.
First pitch is a foul tipped into the glove. It's 0-1. One strike offering, swung on a miss. He's late there. It's 0-2.
Guzzi putting himself in a great spot here. 0-2 count. 2 outs. Let's see if he can end this inning.
The 0-2 pitch. Called. We're headed to the bottom of the eighth inning. Remain tied at 1. Johnson will lead it off as he was at the plate when Guzzi was caught stealing.
That is an amazing job by Guzzi. Get the guy. The guy gets on. 2 out or 1 out actually. He gets to third base, gets the strikeout, and then gets another strikeout. That's a great job to keep that runner in scoring position, and that's going to haunt Ryan maybe later in the game.
We're back here, bottom of the eighth inning here on your Eagle Eye Network. It is a tie game at 1 extra innings. Keegan Johnson will lead it off as he was at the plate when Brady Guzzi was caught stealing. All right, guys, so it's going to be Johnson, Kalita, Landale, due up. What do we expect from these three guys here in this inning?
Well, the Eagles are in a very good position right now as we have our 2, 3, 4 hitters up. And I expect them to at least get on because they are some of our best hitters.
Yeah, we are in the top of the order here. So if Keegan Johnson can get on, he's got speed. Maybe he can get himself on to second base in a scoring position, and hopefully one of the next hitters can drive him in.
The 1-0 high and in, 2 balls and no strikes. She mentioned to you earlier, we already had the first verdict of this afternoon. Father Judge falling to Bonner Prendy 5-3. Egan looking not to be on that loss column. The 2-0 fouled away. Count moves to 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike, no outs. Is Cahill back out there on the mound for Archbishop Ryan High School? The 21 pitch home is outside, 2-2.
Ryan's bench not liking that call, but it could have gone either way, really. Close pitch, good spot, but just a little bit too far outside.
Good. A 3-1 count. I apologize. This one fouled away. Now we're at full.
Yeah, there definitely is a velocity change as this pitcher's a little bit slower. As you can tell, Keegan's a little bit earlier, but he just has to adjust to it.
3-2 home. Upstairs ball 4. So a lead off walk there, and that'll bring along Kalita and the fans back standing again.
Yeah, that's a huge take from Keegan Johnson, as that's what I've been talking about. Getting the leadoff guy on early is a huge part of this game, as they can get him on second base. And hopefully Tommy Kalita can advance the runner here.
And they're going to actually put Dalton Johnson in for a pinch runner. And Ethan, here you go. Dalton Johnson in. What are we expecting here?
I'm expecting him to steal a base. He had 24 stolen bases on JV. Yeah, he's really fast, and they might even try to put in a hit and run or try to bunt him to get him there.
Johnson back diving. We're hearing the Archbishop Ryan bench chatter a lot. The home plate umpire just gave him a warning. Tommy doesn't want to hear it again. Another throw over here. Johnson back diving again.
Yeah, realistically, that is what Dalton Johnson is up here to do up on varsity. Pinch run and hopefully steal some bags, and he's in a huge spot here. So let's see what he can do.
He bunts it right back to the pitcher. They're going to throw to second. It's not going to get there, and everybody's going to be safe.
Great speed by Dalton Johnson. We just saw it there. Even with Tommy Kalita bunting it directly to the pitcher, Dalton Johnson was able to make it a tough play. Pitcher rushing, and Dave Perez over there at second base could not pick the ball. And now we have a runner in scoring position for Connor Landale with nobody out. This is a huge opportunity for Conwell Egan.
Yeah, these are the moments that these players dream of. An extra innings, runner in scoring position, no outs. Maybe we can see something here.
It's a Landale. He squares, pulls away. It is a ball, 1-0.
Yeah, we see the first baseman charging all the way in towards that. He's pretty much halfway towards home plate. He's playing in already, trying not to let anything happen on a bunt.
Yeah, the pitcher's gonna try to throw outside, especially if he's bunting, to try to get it to the first baseman for them to be able to get the out at first.
First and second corners are in. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed at a ball that was a little in. It's 1-1. Third baseman moves back on the grass now. The first base, or moves back into the dirt now, rather. The first baseman remains up on the infield grass.
Yeah, Lando on that first swing. It was a big swing. I think he's just trying to do too much with that. I think needs to shorten up and just try to put something in play. Maybe hit it the other way.
I agree. Just put something, pull it, place it in a gap somewhere. You got the speedy Johnson, Dalton Johnson out there at second base, who can easily score on a gapper here. Cranks and fires the 1-1 as Cahill. He squares. Did he offer?
Did he go?
The umpire, home plate
Yep.
umpire saying no. They appeal to second. No. And Archbishop Ryan's bench is angry about it again. 2 balls and a strike now.
Yeah, I don't think there's much to be angry about at that pitch. I think Connor Landau clearly pulled back before the pitch crossed the plate, but the bench is clearly upset about that.
I agree with you, Braden.
Yeah, but these kind of moments, especially in the playoffs, it can get kind of heated. Everyone's calls to go their way.
He's out at third, so the bunt didn't work there. So the leadoff runner is out. There'll still be runners, though, there at first and second. And Landell will reach on a fielder's choice. And here's Jose Ortiz. We see another pinch runner coming in here for Conwell Egan. It is
Laverty coming in the pinch run, and he does have some speed. He was brought up from JV early in the season, so let's see what he can do here. Time called by the umpire, and now we got Joey Ortiz up. He's got a lot of speed. Maybe we will see another bunt to actually try to get Joey Ortiz on and get the bases loaded.
And that sacrifice attempt may lead to an infield single. Glance at second. It is Laverty out there. Ortiz at the plate. The pitch home. A high fly ball in the right center field. The center fielder's coming in. He makes the grab. And it's going to be a double up here. And we're going to head to the top of the ninth here at Conwell Egan Catholic High School. All tied at 1.
Some confusion on the bases there. I think Colin Laverty thought there was 2 outs.
Like here, top of the ninth inning, and a lot of confusion there at the list. It looked like Coach Manto told him to go. It looked like maybe Colin Laverty didn't know how many outs there were, but whatever it is, it's over now. And at the top of the ninth, and here's Guzzi's 38th pitch of the game. It is on the outside corner for a called strike there to Goldberg. It is 0-1. It is 9-1-2 due up. The 1 strike offering. Check swing. He wins as the whole plate umpire 0-2. And that just had Ryan's bench made.
I thought he clearly went there.
That one fouled back. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. No balls,
Getting
2
deeper and
strikes and
deeper.
count.
Getting deeper and deeper in extra innings here. We will just have to see which team has more depth, really, and pitching wise, fielding wise, hitting wise, and running wise. So we're just gonna see, and let's see what Guzzi can do here.
2 strike offering. Did it hit him? Yes, says the home plate umpire. So he'll get the base there.
It hit him, but it looked like he was standing over the plate as Guzzi looks frustrated right now on that call.
And that's one of those sound plays if you're umpire. You listen, if you hear anything different. If you know it's not the bat, it obviously hit the player. Back to the top of the order, it's Quizwicki now. He's been on base pretty much every time so far. He bunts this one down the third base side. Cullen looks at second. He's going to fire it. Does he get it? He does. He's out at second base. The
What a
leadoff
play.
runner's out.
That's a great play from Edwards to get that throw, but maybe an even better play from Keegan Johnson to get to second base and make the pick and make the stretch. Just a great all-around play for Conwell Egan.
Nice job by Edwards. Nice job by Egan there. That'll bring along Cornell now. 3 strikeouts and a double to his credit. And it goes back to that batting average we were talking about earlier. Swung on and missed there, 0-1. Guzzi glancing at first. Fires the 1 strike home. Swung on and missed. He's got the heat going, 0-2.
We are seeing a lot of Guzzi's success come from him being up in the count early, as he has had a lot of 0-2 counts, which is big for a pitcher.
Swung fouled away. Count remains 0-2. And I agree. If you get ahead in the count there, you are able to, really get the upper advantage and have number of different pitches that you can go with to kind of throw them off balance. And I think if you're Guzzi, you have kept them guessing so far this afternoon. Last time either team scored was back in the first 2 innings of this game. A 2 strike offering again. Inside, Landau thinking about throwing behind the runner. He didn't. If I was Landau, though, I would have threw the ball there because he stepped over the plate. And if you hit him, you get the interference call and he's out anyway.
Yeah, I did see the batter step out of the box. I got called for that in a JV game, stepping out of the box while they were throwing down to third, and I got called out. As that's a far, high, deep fly ball to center field. Ortiz makes the catch and makes the out.
Here comes your boy Perez. What are you doing? Here comes your boy Perez. What are you doing?
Perez coming up to bat. We talked about him a lot early in the game. Already intentionally walked him twice. But I think you're just going to have to pitch to him here. With already a runner on first, you can't just put the runner in scoring position that easily. You do have Guzzi on the mound. Guzzi versus Perez, that's a great matchup. So let's just see what happens here.
All right, in the latest Guzzi versus Perez matchup, he walked him. So we'll have to see here what happens now. Jeff Manto going out there, giving his directions to Guzzi on the mound. Everybody's going to go back to their respective spots now. 48th pitch for Brady Guzzi coming up, who entered this game just 3 innings ago. David Perez stepping to the bat into the box now. Lefty against righty combination. Here's the windup in the pitch. Is low and in, 1-0. 6 hits for Egan, 1 error for them, 5 hits for Archbishop Ryan, no errors for them. Both teams with 1 respective run. Here's the windup in the pitch. Low and out, throw back behind. Safe.
Close play there. We've seen a lot of them from Connor Landale as he has a quick pop time and a great arm. Trying to eventually get the guy out at first on one of those.
High fly ball to the right side. This wind's blowing it around, but the grab is made out number 3. So you're headed to the bottom of the 9th inning here at Conwell Egan, all tied at 1. Back here, it is the bottom of the 9th inning, so we're at a normal baseball game now. Normally 7 innings here in high school, but we made it to all 9 this afternoon. Jake McLean leading it off. Here's the pitch. High fly ball to the right side. It's hooking foul just in front of the dugout and under it. And not able to grab it there is Cahill. So it's a 0-1 count. And now you have Ryan's bench complaining this time that Archbishop or that Conwell Egan coach has opened the gate to try to get the man in the batting circle out of the way.
Yeah, we've been talking about how important the leadoff batter is in games like these to get him on and try to get him in scoring position. So Jake McLean in a huge position here. So let's see if he can get on base and see what he can do.
That one outside, 1-1 now. Conwell Egan last scored back in their home half of the second. It's the last time any team scores. This pitch is on the outside corner at the knees, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cahill on the mound, the 17th pitch for him. High fly ball right in front of the mound. Cahill's calling for it. He'll catch it himself for the first out of the inning. All right, you guys touched on it a little bit. I actually think it was Ethan that touched on it a little bit. Cahill not throwing as hard. What adjustments do you need to make if you're Egan? Because we do not do well against slower throwing pitchers.
Some adjustments you need to make is stepping up in the box and just weighing back.
I agree. Stepping up a little bit. Here's McGovern. He checked swing but held back. It's 1-0. 1-0 from Cahill. Checks again, grabs the outside corner for a called strike. It's 1-1.
Great spot there from Cahill. As that could have gone either way. That could have been a ball or a strike. It's just the umpire's preference.
Going 0 for 2 today with a sacrifice to his credit. Here's the 11. Fouled off the umpire's mask there is 1 and 2. And that one looked like it may have grazed him on the top of the head. He does not have the hard cap on. And it did as the home plate umpire looks for blood there. So they're going to give him a second. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. A lot of these home plate umpires will not wear a hard cap underneath their catcher's mask. 1-2 delivery. Line drive ball to right center field. The center fielder's over. Under it makes the grab for the second out. So we'll see Colin Edwards here now. This will be Edwards' first bat of this game as he came in. Edwards, a teammate of yours last year. How does he lift the team up when he's out there on the bench or in the game?
I think he can greatly impact this team, especially coming into pinch hit, getting his opportunity. And I think that he's going to try to take advantage of this opportunity, try to get into the everyday lineup, and just try to get on base. He'll find any way on base, and we'll see what he can do here.
Here's this one lifted to the left side and out of the play. It's 1-1. Edwards still looking for his first hit in a varsity uniform. He had 5 at-bats and 7 plate appearances. Coming set on the mound there. Here's Cahill. He fires the 1-1 home. That one breaking outside, 2-1. Orion's crowd looking for the call, but that one clearly in the other batter's box. Swing set. There's Cahill now. He cranks and fires a 2-1 home. It's all on the outside corner for a called strike. That one a little bit closer, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 9th inning here. Here's the 22 home. High and out, full count. Cahill comes set. Edwards is ready. They're setting up on the outside part again. He cranks and fires the pitch. Home is on the outside corner for a call. Strike 3. So that's how we end it here. We're going to the 10th now. And it's still a 1-1 game here at Conwell, Egan Catholic. Part of the 10th inning here. This is the 51st pitch for Guzzi. This one's bunted. Landell has it, fires it to first. It's high, slides him off the bag there. So a nice play there by um, Archbishop Ryan for Marchesino to get a infield single now.
Yeah, it's a great play by Landell, but an even better bunt. Not really much he could do there. It's a great bunt and great speed. And Guzzi's gonna have to watch his speed over there at first base.
Oh, so we talk about that left-handed pitcher on the mound now. Does Guzzi have that trick move, that good slide move that's going to affect that runner on first?
Yeah, Guzzi has a very good move, and he could get him, depending if he gets a big jump or not.
First pitch to Monegro is high. It's 1-0. 1-0. Down behind Landau, but the runner stays. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Conwell Egan looking for the double play ball here right now.
Yeah, coming back on having a lefty on the mound. We might not see as much movement at first base because obviously you have to wait longer to see if Guzzi's coming towards first or towards home. So it gives Connor Landau a better chance to be able to get the runner out at second base. So they might just play it safe and keep him there.
3 balls, no strikes to count. And we heard earlier this year Brady Guzzi complaining about some arm tightness. Do you think that's affecting him right now, or is it more nerves at this point?
I would say probably more nerves than pain right now. I feel like in this big of a game, he might have a lot more adrenaline, so might not feel it as much, and just maybe some nerves. And he's just got to dial in, clear his mind, and see what if he can just throw strikes and get up in the count and get some outs.
It definitely could be a mix of both, though.
I agree, and here comes Lahif. Now, Lahif 0 for 3 today. Reached on the sacrifice, reached on an error. And we are going to see the corners in right now. And the corners are going to be in. Guzzi's telling the home plate umpire to move this one along a little bit as he finally comes set now. Glance at second. He spins back, fires, and he's back safe. Top of the 10th inning, no outs, tied at 1 here.
Nice timing play there to keep the runner in check.
Pitch to Lahif. Is a strike on the inside corner at the knees at the late call there, but we'll take it. It's 0-1.
Must have clipped the inside bottom corner, but looks pretty low, but it could have gone either way.
I normally don't get those calls when a catcher drops the ball, so be thankful if you're Egan right now. Guzzi steps off and looks the runner back to second.
Maybe some confusion there between Guzzi and his shortstop, Keegan Johnson.
The 1 strike offering, squares, pulls back, fires back behind the runner at second. He's safe. Pitch was down there. They're letting Guzzi know, so count moves to 1-1. This will be the 58th pitch for Guzzi right now. The 11. Bunts it down the third base side and foul. Count moves to 1-2.
Pitch there looked like it might have hit him if it didn't hit his bat. Came way far in, but it's a good thing for Egan that he bunted it foul there. And Guzzi is ahead in the count, 1-2 now. So let's see what he can do with that with no outs and a runner on first and second.
1-2 delivery. Side corner for a call. Strike 3. 1 gone.
That's a great spot from Brady Guzzi, especially ahead in the count, 1-2. Gets the fastball to clip the outside corner. That's just a really tough pitch to hit as a hitter, and a really great pitch for a pitcher to throw.
Here's Cahill now, who is 0 for 4 this afternoon. He's struck out looking every time. Wind up in the pitch. It's inside 1-0. One out, runners at first and second. The corners are still in for Conwell Egan. Spin back behind that one. Thrown to the opposite side of the bag. Possibly cost them the out there.
Great job there by Gussie to keep the runner in check.
1-0. Check swing, was the ball high? 2 balls and no strikes.
Questionable call there, as I think Gussie was looking for a strike there.
I was too. 2-0 and 1-1 is a big difference here. 20. Inside and low, 3 balls and no strikes. And if you're Gussie right now, it just seems like he's pitching, but it seems like he's trying to force the ball. He has skill. We know he has skill, and you need to rely on that skill right now. Don't try to force that ball anywhere. Just pitch, and you're going to get your results, obviously. Here's the pitch. That one finds
Yeah, I
strike.
think Gussie just needs to dig deep and clear his mind and just do what he does best and throw strikes and come back in this count. And he can easily come back in this count and get this batter out with his talent.
He's obviously not trusting his stuff right now. He's just kind of, even though we just walked the bases loaded or walked him to get to the bases loaded, he's got to shake it. He's got to start trusting his stuff.
If you're Conwell Egan right now, what's your message to Gussie? You see Landale going out there. Fitzgerald's coming up, who's 1 for 4 this afternoon. What's your message if you're Landale right now?
If I'm Landale, I'm probably just going up there telling Gussie, just clear your mind, focus up, and just give us some strikes. The infielders and the outfielders, all your fielders will make the plays, and just got to get ahead in the count and stay ahead. So we'll see what Gussie can do here.
All right. Fitzgerald into the box now. He is 1 for 4. He had a hit back in the 4th. The first pitch to him's fouled, and that one off of Landale, and that one hurt.
And it Connor Landale a couple moments to catch his breath, walk it off. But it looks like Gussie out there, he's been really like pulling down on the mound, and a lot of his pitches have come down and in. I think he just needs to clear his mind and just focus like a little less on. I think he's just too far in his own head, and he's just trying too hard to throw strikes. And I think he just needs to focus up and clear his mind.
I agree, Ethan. You're a pitcher. What if you were out there on the mound? What would be going through your head right now?
There'd be a lot going through my head right now, but I would try to clear it, get a ground ball right here, get the double play, and then so we could go hit, trust our bats. As he fouls a bunt, which would have, if it was fair, would have brought in a run. So corner's going to be playing really in right now.
Yeah, we talked about the infield not being turf here and some hops, but that played well for Conwell Egan as it hit the edge of the grass and went foul on a turf field. That probably would be fair, and Archbishop Ryan would probably have the lead right now.
Little insult to injury if you're Conwell Egan, though. You get the injury on the catcher to pitch before, then you bunted the next one if you're Ryan. Not a bad play, though, if you're Ryan. Here's the pitch. Squaring again. To the hit, foul ball. It's a foul ball. He's out. So that will be the second out of the inning, and another lucky break there for Conwell Egan.
Some confusion here, and the umpire is going to call him out. And Archbishop Ryan's coach is visibly upset with that, but that definitely is a strike. I don't know. He definitely went. He didn't pull back, and that is huge for Conwell Egan and a bad mistake for Ryan.
Well, you have to make sure you keep that clicker up to date if you're umpire. You had the board out there that said 0 for 2. You have us that said 0 for 2, but he only had 0 for 1 out there. But 2 strikes as he didn't get the one that was fouled down the first base side. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Egan looking to leave them stranded for the second time in this game. That was back in the 5th the last time. Here's the pitch to Goldberg. It is a strike right there, 0-1.
Great job by Guzzy here to get ahead in the count, and hopefully he can stay ahead here and make the batter have to worry about off-speed pitches and other things like that.
Here's the 0-1. That hit him, and that's going to force in a run. Wow. It's a second hit by a pitch there that forces in a run, where the second time that Goldberg was hit by a pitch in this game that forced this one forces into a run. So it's now 2-1 with Ryan on top. It will be the top of the order for Conwell Egan in their bottom half of the 10th. So lined up in the pitch home. It's a breaking ball that finds the strike zone. It's 0-1.
That's that off speed that he has. It's a great pitch, and it worked there.
The 1 strike offering is low and outside. 1-1.
Good job by Connor Landell there to keep that ball in front of him.
And Ethan, we saw your face up here when he hit him and walked him home, and you see like that disappointment, but it's almost like that pitcher disappointment. Here's the pitch. It's outside. It's 2-1. How do you get this idea out of your head that you let your team down by allowing that run to score?
Again, you kind of just gotta clear it, because this game is mainly mental. So you gotta clear your mind and just try to get the next pitch.
2-1 to Krizwicki. Here's a strike on the outside corner, knee high. It's 2-2. Conwell Egan making it to the quarterfinals in states last year, an entirely different team. We talked about it earlier in the broadcast. Losing a lot of seniors had them affected in numerous ways so far this season. Here's the 2-2 home. Outside full count. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases loaded here. If you're Guzzy, you have to get out of the inning. He's about to throw his 74th pitch of this game. Here it is. A ground ball back towards the middle. Barehanded throw gets away. 1 run scores, 2 runs scores. And right now, Archbishop Ryan goes up 4-1.
That just shows right there how one mistake can turn a game completely upside down. That's why every single run matters in playoff games like this.
I think that's one of them. If great play, great barehanded play, but I think that's one of them you just put in your pocket. Take another run, is put the ball in your pocket and leave it alone. You would have been down by 2 instead of down by 3, and right now it's a 4-1 game. Now it's 6 hits aside. So wind up in the pitch. There goes the runner. Throw down to second. It's safe. One strike offering. Fell back to the cage there. It's a 1-0-2. So wind up in the 0-2. Fouled again. Count remains no balls there and 2 strikes. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 78th pitch coming here for Brady Guzzy. 0-2 delivery. Gets away from the catcher. The runner started, then stopped. Just going to stay. So ball and 2 strikes now. One-two delivery, swing and a miss, struck him out. All right, guys. So a rough inning there for Conwell Egan, and with that rough inning, we see them now down by 3. What do they need to do in order to get at least 3 runs that tie it up? Hopefully, for to take the lead and win the game.
Right now, they just need to get base runners on. Maybe take the first pitch. They bring in a new pitcher, see what he has, and just so the bat at the ball, put it in play, see what happens.
I think they just have to flush that inning. Don't let it get to them too much. It is deflating, but they just got to flush it and worry about their at bats and just play this game one at bat at a time, and hopefully can get these 3 runs, tie this game up at least, maybe even win it.
All right, with that, we'll see what Conwell Egan could do. We'll take a quick break here on your Eagle Eye Network. However, back here, it is the bottom of the 10th inning. It will be 9-1-2 to up Danny Freitag will be the batter. Freitag batting a 200 so far this season. Here's the windup and the pitch to him. It's a fastball on the outside corner for a called strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 offering. And downstairs, 1-1.
Danny Freitag here in a huge spot, leading off this inning. If he gets on, Conwell Egan's going to have a great chance to have a great inning.
1-1 delivery outside, 2 balls and a strike now. Conwell Egan needing 3 here.
Ryan looking for a call there, but doesn't get it.
The 2-1 is grounded foul down the third base side. It's 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, no outs here to Freitag. Cahill on the mound. Calling set there is Cahill. Fires the 22 home. Outside, full count. Ryan wanted to call. They're not getting it there.
Very close pitch there, but great eye by Danny Freitag.
Full count pitch. Foul.
Great job here by Freitag to work the count and not go down easy. Just make the pitcher throw more pitches and hopefully it makes a mistake.
Another full count delivery. High fly ball in the left field. It's pushing towards the line. The left fielder's over. He can get it. It gets past him. Back to the fence. It's going to go. Grounding second, going to third. The third, not in time. And fight tag gets something started here for the Eagles.
Huge at bat from Danny Freitag there, as we talked about how important the leadoff guy is, especially there to get to the top of this order and bring up Guzzi. So hopefully Guzzi can drive him in and hopefully get on himself. Guzzi getting on with no outs will be huge here.
They're going to call him out, though, there, as they say he missed the second base bag. 1 out now. They're going to say he missed the second base bag, and if we're looking up here, how controversial is that call, guys?
That is a crazy call there, especially in this game. Who knows if the ump was even really looking at the bag that hard to see him miss second base. Crazy call, though, there. Let's see if Guzzi can get something started.
And I'll be honest, I didn't even say that. I was more looking at the ball in the outfield. Here's the ball outside. It's 1-0. One-0. Swung on a miss with a ball way outside the zone there. It's 1-1. We have our instant replay team up here, our broadcast crew, looking at this one. Here's the 1-1. Swung on a miss, 1-2. Did he touch it? They're telling me it's close. It could have went either way. It's a 1-2 kick. Line drive ball. That one will be caught by the left fielder for the second out. All right, so the verdict is for the two broadcasters that he did touch second base, so he should have been safe at third. But regardless, that doesn't matter. It's 2 outs now. Here's Keegan Johnson to the plate. Wind up the pitch to Johnson. It's a strike on the outside corner, knee high. It's 0-1. Deal 1. Grounded to the right side. The second baseman's in. The first baseman takes it, fires at the first in time. Out. Number 3. All right, guys, so that's how we end the season here for Conwell Egan. They fall to Ryan 4-1. A tough break if you're Conwell Egan here on the season. What do you guys think?
I think that was a great game, but just came down to the end. Controversial call at the end, but it happens, and just gotta look for next season.
Yeah, we had a very good season. That one play at the air kind of killed the Eagles, but besides that, very good game.
All right, for you guys, this was your first time sitting behind the mics. What you think?
I think it was fun. I had a lot of fun doing this, and definitely something that I would want to do again.
Yeah, not as bad as I thought. It was very fun, and hopefully I can do it more in the future.
Well, you two are definitely back in the future. We'll have softball tomorrow afternoon. Conwell Egan falls a final score of 4-1 against Ryan. We thank you for joining us here on your Eagle Eye.